Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Anna.
We're the Hutchinsons.
We own Hutchinson Maple Products in Lake Paul, Nova Scotia, and we're the largest certified organic maple producers in the province of Nova Scotia.
For over 21 years on the road, running a successful trucking business, we've had quite a journey that has taken us home here to Hutchinson Acres.
This is our story.
The United Nations recently came out with a report on climate change, calling it Code Red for humanity. The Earth's temperature is rising at an alarming rate, far exceeding the earlier predictions. The previous prediction was 1.5 degrees Celsius increase by 2050. The Earth's temperature has already raised by 1.1 degrees Celsius since 2015, much faster than was previously predicted. The Earth is now on course to reach 1.5 degrees Celsius by the 2030s. That is scary. Something needs to change, and it needs to happen now. And there is a way.
Our biggest tools and weapons to fight off climate change are trees. Forests can act as like a mitigator to climate change because they cause like a mini microclimate, can reduce the temperature, peak temperatures between 10 and 21 degrees. Like if you see where I'm standing now, one of the things that significantly reduces temperature is the shade it causes. Like it's a beautiful sunny day, and if we were standing out in the open, we'd be in sweltering sun. We're here, we're in a cool shaded area. They reduce temperature through transpiration. So what a tree does is it absorbs water and brings it up into the tree, and it's released as water vapor, which reduces the temperature in the immediate surrounding atmosphere, which can reduce it between 1 and 5 degrees during the summer.
And on a hot summer day, that temperature decrease in the sugar bush is even more obvious, as Chris demonstrates.
In a sugar bush, we try to maintain our canopy at all times, so we don't want to take any more than maybe 15, maybe as high as 17 or 18% of that canopy out in a 7 to 10 year cycle that we would go through our bush and do our thinning. So we don't want to open it up too much, and the reason being is it will change the floor, it will change the growth of what's coming up. Even the ferns will change, but most importantly what will happen is the little maples will start to, they'll get too much sunlight and they won't seed and take properly. So this is why we don't want to take too much out. Another reason, when you take too much out of your sugar bush at once, it's a shock to that tree. And what will happen is you will start to lose trees. You'll have your mortality rate will start to go up. You will start to see signs. The tops of the trees will have pieces that will be dead, and particular limbs will be dead, and old wounds won't be healing properly, and the tree will look like it has issues. So these are things that we try to avoid by taking too much out. And when we come in here, for instance, this is a nice sunny day. So if I take a temperature reading on that ground right now, I'm showing it's 91 degrees. So at 91 degrees, I can almost tell you for sure when we go in the woods, we will get a reading difference between here and underneath the canopy inside. Now, we showed out there just less than a minute ago that we had a temperature of roughly 91. It'll be surprising, but we are approximately, I'm going to say 100 feet from where we were before, and we've got a nice canopy in here, a fairly mature sugar bush. And if I take my reading in here, and we're going to show 65.5 degrees. So what we're trying to show here in simple terms, so most people can understand, when our climate warms up, there's a reason for it. And if you strip away all of those forests, then you're going to strip away your umbrella. It's going to keep the rain off you. It's going to keep the sun off of you. You can see the difference between 65 degrees and 90 degrees. That's a huge difference. Now, it's not always that dramatic. On a cloudy day or rainy day, it's not going to be that dramatic. But having a mature forest will protect us. For instance, my wife and I spent quite a few years driving across the country every week. And what we found was we would drive through places like Fargo, North Dakota every week. Did this for 16 years. And the temperature would be 5-6 degrees when it was -10, -15 degrees Fahrenheit out. And there was 5-6 degrees temperature difference. And that would start 20 miles before I got to Fargo, and another 20 miles when I got to the other side of Fargo, when all the houses were gone and there was no influence and less cement and less pavement. Of course, the temperature starts to get colder. So, you know, our influence putting pavement down and putting cement down all contribute to these temperature rises. So one other way to do it is we're promoting, you know, producing maple syrup, because it's a great resource. It maintains our forests all the time. We don't have to cut them down. A maple tree is capable of producing for 100, 150 years of productive life before it will die of old age.
It's food for thought. As forests disappear and developments arise, what is to stop the temperature increasing? How much can the planet's temperature rise before it can no longer support life? Do we want to find out? Next week on Hutchinson Acres, we continue to talk climate change and how maple syrup production is helping to keep us and the planet alive.